religious reasons, I think that's obviously wrong. The second reason I worry, the second reason I'm sympathetic to feminism is because in a society where we share the power with women, then the option of both having a family and having a career are also shared. And I think that's good because it means you get better fathers who take more interest in their children, and you also get a better society because the resources of intellect and ability serve society more effectively. And therefore, a society where feminism is taken seriously is a society where both men and women contribute effectively at home, but also contribute more effectively at work.
Can you tell me what you would definitely mean by feminism?
Feminism is the equality of men and women.
Equality.
Equality.
So part of the equality we admit, but as husband and wife they are not equal. And if the wife is not ready, she can get divorce. But the discipline of the family is more important. And you know, there are two sides. One is legal, the other is moral. Morally, Quran and Hadith, the Prophet say, be kind to the women. Be lenient to them. The best among you are those who treat their women folk in the best way. This is the moral education. And both things go by side. As I told you, if there is separation, the children belong to father, legally, not mother. But, as I told you, regarding respect and service and doing good, the mother is 3 times more than the father. So you have to balance. The law is there, and then the moral teachings are there.
Roger. Let me try and be a little bit more critical than what we've been so far. You start off by saying at the very early part, this will not be easily palatable to the Western mind. And I think you're right. And you're right because your social system exists in a vacuum. And you're critical of the Western family because you don't look at the social system in the context in which it exists. Very briefly, I'm going to outline just a little bit of that context. Before 1960s, the divorce rate in Western societies was very low. After 1960, it rose inexorably. And I would be the first to be anxious and worried about what is happening. But it is, by comparison to what you have outlined, a revolutionary social system in the West. And we are learning every generation. And I suspect every generation we produce is better adapted to the world whereby families are controlled by contraception, which is a technical revolution for any social system. And because your social system exists in a vacuum, it seems to us deeply oppressive. And of the one thing that I've heard so far since I've been here, it is that oppression that we find so difficult to accept. Now, of course, it's ideal that old people should be looked after by their families. But you have to look at the context in which the breakdown of families happen, the growth of a capitalist society which you wish to have in your new revolutionized society. And if you have capitalism as you wish to have it, then you will have the same breakdown as we have to the present time.
I said we have a limited capitalism. We have to change the capital. And there are steps. Interest, banned. Speculation, banned. Trading only cash. Or if it is for future, total price is to be paid in the beginning. So the capitalism of West, modern capitalism, and the capitalism of Islam, they are very far apart. And I couldn't understand what you mean by a vacuum. You can say that we are existing in vacuum, but only from one point of view. That a civilization has dominated the whole of the globe. And we are against that civilization. But we are powerless up till now. We dislike it. But we are very much in it. Only we need some Lenin, according to you.
Roger, he gave it back to you. That's very good. That's very good.
Can I revisit the issue of segregation from the standpoint of political and social economy? If one looks at the contemporary Muslim societies, empirical Muslim societies, from Indonesia to Morocco, most Muslim societies have not been urbanized yet. This is very clear in the largest Muslim country, Indonesia. It's very clear in Bangladesh. It's very clear in Pakistan. And in the countryside, in peasant economies, women are extremely active in the labor force. And this is very true in tribal societies, in the desert, in the Sahara, in West Africa, in the desert in Arabia. Women are extremely active in the labor force of the desert. Which means that throughout human history, women have never been absent, and there has never been segregation because of the economic necessities of life. Now, this is also true in urban societies. Now, modern contemporary urban societies, there's no segregation between men and women in these societies. And I do understand, that's why I go back to Roger's point about the vacuum that we're talking about, that the kind of revolution that you are calling for seems to be a comprehensive total revolution. It is not just ideological, but economic, political,
yes,
social,
ideology covers all the
civilizational,
yes.
and so on and so forth.
Yes.
And it seems that this is going to be a major task. It is a major task to
solve. It is definitely a major task, not an easy task.
Right.
But, you know, I have seen in the Arabian desert women taking a row of camels, but fully clad, their faces hidden, their hands in gloves, their feet in socks. They were working. In our countryside also, the women, they are not doing any makeup. They have all their body covered up. The satar is there, and you know they have to work with their men. Where their men are there. Yes. In the field, their mahams are there. So actually, if we take the whole situation as a whole, it's not very far off.
I do want to revisit this, the power relationship within the family structure, because I find that the key words are obey and obedience